Hello everyone, my name is Michael SK and welcome back to Umineko When They Cry. Wow, the previous video, ooh, man, it ended in such a way. I was so excited because Beatrice, we keep on hearing about Beatrice. It's as if she's becoming more and more of like a real person, somebody that we'll eventually see. It really does seem like it. It's probably somebody that's already wandering around out there, more than likely, especially if Maria, got an umbrella from somebody and Maria herself is saying that is Beatrice. But what can you really, accept in true understanding from Maria, But no, that was kind of exciting. That definitely gave me some shivers, I will say. Got me pretty hyped up for whatever is to come here on this lovely night where Kinzo is kind of sacrificing people, or at least that's what he's saying. Then again, anything that Kinzo says is a little, should be taken with some large grains of salt. But just as always, Kinzo's figure could not be seen anywhere in the dining hall. Kraus, wearing a bitter smile, returned with Nanjo. It would have been nice to actually have him here, but whatever. Yeah, good story. Good cover-up. That is absolutely what the situation is. Ava and Rudolph sniggered. Given Kinzo's personality, there was no way that he would show signs of regret, and none of his relatives showed any regret at his absence. Yeah, we have steak or something going on, right? When Goto was told to start the family conference dinner, his biggest time to shine of the whole year, well, he nodded with a broad grin. Yeah, let's continue this mystery. That's what I'm most excited for. When Rosa timidly cut through the silence of the dining hall, everyone noticed.
Kasa? 何の話? さっきマリアがバラ庭園にいた時に雨が降り出して誰かに白い傘を借りたみたいなんだけど、お礼が言いたくて。
俺たちじゃねえぜ。ローザが出てった後は部屋を移してずっと仲良くおしゃべりをしてたからね。
Friendly, huh?
はは、そうやで。あの後も兄弟で仲良くおしゃべりをしとったのや。
If Hideyoshi is calling it friendly, then, I have to believe him. The word friendly fell awkwardly from Hideyoshi's lips. Well, never mind. So even those who hadn't been present could tell the conversation had not been a pleasant one.
少なくとも私とエヴァとルドルフとあと秀吉さんとキリエさんではないことも確かだがね。
私たちは夏日姉さんとローザさんが出て行った後もずっと一緒だったわ。食事の時間までずっとね。兄さんは源氏さんと一緒にお父様を呼びに上の書斎へ。私たちはそのまま食堂へ直行したもの。だから私たちではないわね。傘を貸すなんて親切。使用人の誰かじゃないの？
Honestly, it could have been.
じゃあ、郷田さん？
私はずっと厨房で準備をしておりましたもので、申し訳ございません。
Goto looks slightly disappointed about missing this chance to show off. At that time, Shonen and Kumasawa appeared, pushing a serving cart loaded with, I have no idea what that is. It's too fancy and expensive for me to properly pronounce that. But it looks like hors d'oeuvre?
じゃあ、熊沢さんかシャノンちゃんかしら。はい。何か粗相がございましたでしょうか。
Because Shonen had come in part way, she shrank back, mistakenly thinking that the others were searching for the one responsible for some error.
違うよ。マリアちゃんがバラ庭園に一人でいた時に雨が降ってきてね。誰かが傘を貸してくれたんだよ。ローザおばさんがその人にお礼を言いたいっていうのさ。
Is Maria also here listening to this conversation? Yep, there we go. That was well timed. Maria, her mouth a thin line, said the witch's name in a small voice. Aunt Rosa explained the situation one more time. As she did, Kumasawa-san cackled. Oh man, it's been a few videos without Kumasawa's laugh.
私たちでもございませんよ。
I've been needing that. It's been a rough week, you know. I needed that Kumasawa laugh.
私もシャノンさんも一緒にお部屋の準備をしておりましたから、お外には出ておりません。
はい、気が利かなくてすみません。そしてご夕食の時間になり、源氏カノン君が言ってくれたのです。
Okay, no, that definitely fits, I think.
ええ、ですからカノンさんがゲストハウスに行かれるときにマリアさんを見つけて傘をお渡ししたのではありませんか？
Well, he was actually the one who came in surprised that Maria was not with us.
ほー、違う。
Oh, fuck. Not the wind. The person who had actually received the umbrella denied it. Rosa was troubled. All she wanted to do was give a word of thanks to the person who had lent the umbrella, but she couldn't find them. And she had thought asking like this with everyone gathered for dinner would work immediately.
じゃあ夏日姉さん、
ごめんなさい。私は皆さんとの仲良くの語らいの後、頭痛がひどかったので自分の部屋で休んでいました。
Yeah, I gotta admit, I don't really know much about her, and after everything, you know, went down, I felt bad for her, and I definitely did not expect her to help anybody out, you know, given the circumstances. So I'm not even suspecting her.
ですから表へは出ていません。
I'm honestly not even suspecting anybody here.
なら誰なの？ジョージ君たち？なわけないわよね。
No, nobody there actually knew what happened with her.
いえ、僕たちじゃありません。僕たちはずっとゲストハウスでテレビを見てました。
むしろ私たちはマリアはおばさんと一緒に屋敷に行ったとばかり。
そこへカノン君が来て、マリアは一緒じゃないのかと聞いたんで、初めて屋敷にはいないのかって分かったんだよ。
And thus began our search.
第一俺だったら傘を貸すより先に手引っ張って屋根の下に連れて行くぜ。
Rosa was completely baffled. One by one, the relatives and the servants denied that they had done it, even though it really wasn't something anyone would need to hide. So by process of elimination, the number of remaining candidates wasn't large.
もちろん私でもありませんが。
Now, Nanjo was playing chess.
雨が降り始めてすぐの頃、金蔵さんの部屋を訪ねて、ついさっきまで一緒にチェス。
ということはおじい様でもないよね。
Now, he's been up in his study like for the entirety of this game so far. He has most definitely not left that room.
なんだ妙な話になってきたぜ。あと残るのは誰だ？
じゃあ誰？源氏さん？ちょっと待って。別に私は何かの犯人探しをしてるんじゃないのよ。
No, definitely not. I mean, it kind of seems like that, you know, especially with the wind and the music going on, but like, no, I mean, there's definitely not like an accusation thing going on here, but it would be nice to know something this simple.
雨の中のマリアに傘を差し伸べてくれた人に母としてお礼が言いたいだけなの。
Giving an umbrella to a girl loitering in the rain was something to be praised, not hidden. Despite that, no one raised their hand. Why not? Everyone started whispering about how strange this was getting.
落ち着けよ、ローザ。傘を借りた本人に聞けばいいじゃねえか。
That's what everyone had been thinking since the beginning. They were all scratching their heads at why she didn't just ask Maria, who had been given the umbrella. However, Rosa bit her lower lip. After all, she already knew how Maria would answer if asked.
どうりや。
Oh, come on, guys.
ルドルフ君の言う通りやないか。マリアちゃん、おじさんに教えてえな。マリアちゃんに傘を貸してくれたのは誰や？
There we go. The dining hall was wrapped in silence for an instant, but it was soon interrupted by a burst of laughter.
なるほど。森の魔女ベアトリーチェが不憫に思って傘を貸してくれたか。いい話じゃないかね。ローザ、そういうことだ。
Wow, yeah. Let's just keep it at that. Now, I completely understand why Rosa is being the way that she is about this. Like, she's expecting somebody here to be the person who helped her out. She doesn't want to continue to give in to the way that Maria thinks in any sort of way. And we saw a little bit of that. Rosa couldn't believe it. Even though she just wanted to say thanks for the umbrella, why did everything have to be so clouded in smoke? Kraus was laughing with a face that was clearly mocking. But Maria was overjoyed, apparently convinced that her claim was being believed. I mean, can we say that that is like a potential percentage of chance here? Jessica asked me in a small voice that wouldn't carry over to Maria, who was sitting across from me. If we had heard that kind of story pop out of my old bastard's mouth, we would have just taken it as another joke. However, it was hard to explain it away like that when Maria said it. This was getting pretty unnerving. She also doesn't seem to take jokes very well. She takes everything at face value. Aunt Rosa probably knew that better than anyone. It appeared that because of this weird situation that she had no idea what was going on anymore. That or there really is somebody out there, you know, Beatrice or whoever, there is somebody or something that gave Maria an umbrella, and nobody is claiming to be that somebody or something at this point. And everybody seems to have an alibi, so... We could also have a case of, you know, somebody just fucking around, you know? Like, maybe they pretended to be Beatrice, and like, I guess like they dressed up in such a way, not to look like a witch, but to hide their identity. And that's how they gave an umbrella to Maria, just to stir the pot a little bit, to mess with Rosa, maybe? I mean, there's a whole bunch of ways this could have gone on, but the simplest way is believing that there is a witch or something out there that we don't know about. Genji is the only one unaccounted for here, but I don't think he went out there. Jessica shrugged jokingly, but her expression did not completely match her attitude. Where is he? Once the hors d'oeuvre, or however that's pronounced, were set out and Goda showed off his vast store of knowledge, the meal began. A couple casual chats broke out here and there, but they seemed somehow distant, and the meal ended up being so quiet that you couldn't ignore the sound of the rain sneaking into the dining hall. You gotta love those awkward family meals, am I right? Kumasawa and Shonen, pushing the serving cart, ran into Genji and Konon on their way to the kitchen.
Genji-san desu ka? Maria-sama ni kasa o kasareta no wa?
Kasa? Nan no koto da?
はい。雨が降り出した時に、マリア様は一人でバラ庭園におられたそうで、そこでどなたかに傘をお借りになったそうなのですが、それがどなたかわからないのです。
僕じゃないよ。マリア様はゲストハウスに
Yeah,
いると思ってい
exactly.
たくらいだからね。
No, I truly believe Konon. I don't think he'd be one to joke around about this. And I don't think Genji would either.
バトラ様が最初に見つけられた時には、もう白い傘をお持ちだった。
申し訳ないが、それは私でもない。
じゃあ、まさか親方様でしょうか。
That left only Kinzo, but was that a line I was supposed to read? I can't tell. Oh yeah, both in the dining hall and right here, everyone had stated that they hadn't done it. Sorry, I have to kind of watch out because, you know, sometimes dialogue ends and then they just kind of continue on in the same fucking section that's actually something that's being narrated. I don't know. This it's a little clunky here and there, but it's all good. Maybe he went walking down the corridor for some reason. Oh, that's what she's saying. God damn it.
偶然バラ庭園に傘もささないマリア様が見えたとか。
Yeah, we just got to deal with the clunkiness. We'll get through it. He's not fond of anyone here.
同感だね。親方様がマリア様のために直々に開花までお越しになって傘をお持ちくださるとは考えられないよ。
あら、困りましたわね。では、マリア様に傘をお貸しになられたのは本当にベアトリーチェ様ってことに
What an interesting and mysterious sort of like mystery that we have going on here. I don't know if mysterious mystery makes a whole lot of sense. It's such a, like, yeah, it is definitely a simple thing that we have going on here. It's like, who gave this child an umbrella? Nobody is raising their hands. Who's left, you know? It is so simple. But it's also creating such a stir among everybody, especially Rosa. Kumasawa laughed just like the relatives in the dining hall who had laughed it off. She couldn't think of any other way to break through the smoke veiling the current situation. Just then, the crisp sound of hands, clapping twice rang through the hallway. They all turn around at once to see Goda coming out of the dining hall. Why is that one of his poses? It's just his hands up like that.
さあさあ皆さん、ディナーは配膳のタイミングも大事です。すぐにスープの配膳に取り掛かってください。源氏さん、彼女らは大切なお仕事中ですので、お引き止めになられないでください。
This is all the servants together, by the way. I think this is the first time that we're seeing that. Konon glared at Goda for being rude to Genji, a person Konon respected. Genji, realizing this, patted Konon once on the shoulder as a warning. Konon reluctantly turned away and returned his expression to normal.
Hora, hora, 時間がありません。タラタラしない。急ぎますよ。
You know, as nice as Goda, comes off as to everybody and the family, he definitely is a bit of a, yeah, I don't want to say strict. I don't know what term I want to use, but yeah, his true colors kind of do show here. Goda grabbed the serving cart from Shonen and steadily pushed it towards the kitchen.
では、私どもも厨房に戻らせていただきます。ゴーダさんも気の短い方ですからね。
Yeah, there we go.
私もこれで失礼いたします。
Kumasawa and Shonen left. Only Genji and Konon remained. Through the window, the darkness of the rainy night could be seen, along with the occasional thunderbolt.
源氏様、ベアトリーチェ様が本当にお戻りになられたのでしょうか。
わからん。
親方様にお知らせしますか。
せずともよい。本当にお戻りになられたなら、やがておのずと親方様の前へ現れよう。
Oh boy, what a fun night this is gonna be.
それに、あれは気まぐれなお方。
Ooh, what does Genji know?
親方様にご報告申し上げたところで、お姿を現されないことには何の意味もない。
親方様の儀式はすでに始まっているということでしょうか。
What do the servants know?
おそらく。だがそれは我ら家具には何の関わりもないこと。親方様に受けたご恩を最後の瞬間までお返しするのみ。
はい、それが僕たち家具の務めです。
All right. Still not fully, agreeing with the idea of being called furniture, but the thunder crashed once more. Except for those instants when lightning lit up the sky, nothing could be seen out the window but the darkness of night. Just as humans rule when the sun is up, those that are not human rule when the sun is down. The darkness of night that now surrounded Rokkenjima was ruled by another master, not the Ushiromiya family. Did this master take pity on Maria when she was alone and being pummeled by the rain in the rose garden, lending her an umbrella? If there's actually somebody here in this fucking image and I don't realize it, I'm gonna shit myself. That would be so scary. Konon looked at the rose garden's lights, dimly visible beyond the window. The dim lights weren't enough to illuminate the surrounding area. Looking at those lights felt like making eye contact with the witch, and Konon forced himself to avert his gaze. If he didn't, it felt like his eyes would be absorbed by that light. Does this game have jump scares? Can the weather change how people act? Yeah, fuck yeah, they can. Oh man, the weather is an interesting thing, and it can definitely change how people are going about their day, and you know, their moods as well. You often hear stories about how things like atmospheric pressure can influence people's moods and physical health. For some time now, everyone had been struggling to clear the gloomy atmosphere, but any conversation was quickly cut off, and in the end, the dining hall was simply filled with the sound of rain. Dessert was some kind of chocolate cake accompanied by pear sherbet? Sherbet? What? Sorry guys, again, I don't know the fancy expensive stuff. Goda-san enthusiastically explained the recipe as soon as this final dish was presented, but I quickly forgot the details. The guest of honor, grandfather, was absent, the weather was horrible, and the identity of the one who had lent Maria an umbrella remained a mystery. When dinner ended, no one felt even one bit refreshed. It was too late now, but I realized painfully that taste wasn't the only important part of a meal. The whole atmosphere was also critical. Goda-san, the supposed conductor of this musical piece called Dinner, did this best to enliven the place, dropping little jokes left and right, but apparently not one of them succeeded. After taking orders for after-dinner coffee, tea, and orange juice, he left for the kitchen. As soon as he disappeared, Uncle Kraus spoke.
やれやれ。せっかくゴーダが腕を振るってくれた晩餐も、こうも沈み込んでしまっては実に味気ないというものだ。
Well, after this long-ass day, I don't think anybody has anything else to say. After everything that went down with the siblings and their partners, about the, I guess the money, the gold, if you will, and whatever the hell Kraus has going on, the issues that everybody else seems to have going on, this whole deal with Maria, this whole deal with the witch, the epitaph, like there's just so much going on here. What a long-ass day that's still not even over.
まったくね。今日は何を食べても美味しく感じられない、そういう気分よ。
ほう、どうしてそういう気分なのか聞きたいね。心が晴れ晴れできるよう、兄として後で協力させてもらうよ。
Aunt Eva grimaced slightly. I had already heard that she wasn't on good terms with Uncle Kraus, but it was pretty clear now. When I looked around, I noticed that my father and Aunt Rosa were also grimacing. Apparently there was something besides the weather troubling all of them. Oh yeah. Most definitely.
随分機嫌が悪そうっすね。
そう、私はそうは思いませんよ。
I asked Aunt Natsuhi, who was sitting on my right, but she seemed to be in a bad mood as well. But she's been like that pretty much this entire game, so what's the difference? She snapped back as if to say that she was absolutely not interested.
まあ、ちょいと大人な話で込み入ってな。
Yeah, quite a little complicated there, huh?
バトラ君たち子供は気にせんでええ話や。なあ、夏日さん、キリエさん。
Uncle Hideyoshi laughed as he spoke, but without his usual brightness, so I could vaguely imagine just how complicated their adult conversation had become. On top of that, even Aunt Natsuhi and Kiryu-san, the people he had directed his comment to, ignored him as though they hadn't heard anything. I didn't know what kind of conversation they had been having while his kids were away, but it reminded me of how Dad said that he had stomach cramps when he arrived at the mansion. Well, yeah, shit, everybody knew what conversation was bound to come up, and it did. They all had that shit prepared, ready to go. Their execution was pretty dang good, but man, did Kraus have such a rebound. The family conference might have been a playful reunion to us kids, but it was definitely different for the adults. After Uncle Hideyoshi's comment was ignored by the other adults and an awkward silence fell over the room, Kiryu-san spoke up.
子供たちの進路はどうなるのかしらとか、そういう話よ。バトラ君は将来はどうするの？ぼんやりと大学進学？そんなのじゃ長い人生レースのスタートラインとしては心細いわよ。
あいたたたたたた。キリエさ 飯の最中にそんな話されちまったら消化不良で便秘になっちまうぜ。
Yeah, it's a tough topic.
そうやそうや。バトラ君やジェシカちゃんの進路の話をしとったんや。将来のことは真剣に考えんとあかんで。
Hideyoshi heartily agreed as if they really had been talking about that, but that was probably wrong. Now they're trying to divert everything here for sure. Kiryu-san had been obviously trying to change the subject. However, if Kiryu-san had determined that this was the best course of action for now, that she was probably right. But taking this into account, I cast aside my suspicions as to the cause behind Aunt Eva and Dad's bad moods. I mean, we all know what's going on. At long last, the serving cart returned, filled with coffee and tea. Kumasawa-san and Shannon-chan served it to everyone. Goda-san then explained that this concluded tonight's meal. If only the mood had been a bit more cheery, it might have been the best dinner in my life. It was a shame this best of dinners couldn't have been had under the best conditions. Sorry, that sentence is really just giving me a fucking stroke over here, but whatever. It's not only words I have issues with, it's also just straight up English sentences. Maria looked like she was really excited by the occasionally crashing thunder. Maybe she wanted to quickly finish eating and run over to the window. She had been fidgeting for a while, waiting for the meal to end. Her mood is completely different, actually. I wasn't really expecting her to actually be cheerful based on everything that happened, but, you know, kids work in mysterious ways, and Maria works in even more mysterious ways. Some people are afraid of thunder, while others find it interesting, and Maria was apparently one of the latter sort. Honestly, I don't mind it, it's kind of annoying. That's my thing. I don't know, rain is actually something I don't like to a degree. If there's a lot of rain, it kind of freaks me out. Therefore, when she heard from Georgianiki that dinner was over, a huge smile broke across her face. She then rose from her seat, took out her handbag, which she had set under her seat, never having left it even while she was eating, and began fishing around inside of it. No one seemed particularly concerned by this behavior. George was the first to notice it. As he spoke, Battler noticed too. Interesting. That's the fucking symbol right there too. I don't think that's an invitation to Smash either. No, Smash Brothers, they're not on the same level as Maria. Honestly, she's on a completely different level. They saw that Maria was now holding a beautiful Western-style envelope. On the front of the envelope, the Ushiromiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was done in gold leaf. Furthermore, the fact that it was sealed with dark red wax made it clear that this wasn't something Maria could have brought as a prank.
Maria-chan, それは何?
Yeah, what the fuck, honestly. Let's kind of rewind to that. I know I made like a little joke and all that, but like, what the fuck? In all honesty, how does she have that? Why does she have that? Where did she get it from? And if there is a Beatrice out there, why would she have this? It seemed that Natsuhi, who had also noticed the strangeness of the envelope Maria was holding, her voice sounded too serious for someone admonishing a small child, so the relatives around us finally noticed too.
どうしたよ、夏日姉さん。
それ、何? あなた、それをどこで拾ったの?
その封筒は金蔵さんの。
When Nanjo muttered that, even as kids could understand why everyone seemed to be frozen solid. The envelope that Maria held was one of the Ushiromiya family head's custom-made envelopes for private use. In other words, it can only mean one thing. This envelope contained a message from Kinzo.
どうしてそんな封筒がここにあるんだね。
こいつは面白いもんが飛び出してくるぜ。
ちょいとわしに見せてみ。
ダメ、
Told, huh? You were told to read it. Uncle Hideyoshi tried to snatch the envelope out from Maria's hands, but she protected it as though hugging it and did not let go.
秀吉兄さん、子供相手に力ずくなんていけませんよ。マリアちゃん、その封筒はどうしたの？
Oh, guys, I really wonder who. Santa, maybe?
傘を貸してくれた
Yep, there
時
we
にベア
go.
トリーチェにもらった。
Duh.
ご飯が終わったらマリアがみんなに読んで聞かせろって言われた。
Okay.
マリアは魔
No,
女
she
の
timed it pretty well.
メッセンジャーなの。
Okay.
メッセンジャーこの島の魔女様は随分と洒落てるじゃねえかよ。
Battler tried to joke about it, but no one laughed.
それで中には何て書いてあるのかしら？
Guys, remember like the 9 different times I said that, man, tonight's gonna be really fun? Well, I think I gotta really stand by that. Maria casually opened the envelope. It was sealed only with wax, so she just had to remove the sealing wax to open it. That sealing wax fell onto the desk. Hideyoshi hastily picked it up and stared fixedly at it. He then set it in the center of the table where Natsuhi, Kiri, and Nanjo stared at it. Imprinted in the sealing wax was the one-winged eagle, which was the Ushiromiya family crest and also Kinzo's personal crest. So somebody else had that shit. Not only did they have that very specific envelope, but they also had that wax.
私は金蔵さんに手紙をもらったことがあるからわかる。これは間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。後ろ宮家当主の証の指輪で刻印をする。
Okay.
この形や複雑な衣装は間違いなく金蔵さんの風浪だ。そうとは限らんよ。親族であれば一度くらいは親父の手紙を受け取ったことはあるはずだ。その風浪をもとに偽の紋章を作る。
Oh yeah, definitely.
親父殿を語って刻印した可能性が否めない。
Come on, guys, we're not in the Stone Ages. Like, people can definitely make duplicates.
兄貴に同感だ。風浪に刻印されている紋章がどれだけ親父のものに酷似していたとしても、だからその封筒が親父のものであるという証拠にはならない。
私も全く同じよ。風浪の刻印だけでお父様の手紙だなんて決めつけることには同意できないわ。南條先生、曖昧な言葉は慎んでいただけるかしら。
Calm down, Ava. Calm down.
これは失礼。出過ぎた口でしたな。
One after another, all of the siblings from Kraus on downwards rejected Nanjo's statement, saying that the envelope Maria held wasn't necessarily from Kinzo. They were afraid. They feared from the bottom of their hearts that Kinzo's intentions were written in there, and that it might be some announcement regarding the inheritance that would be decidedly unfavorable to them. Yeah, I mean, nothing was signed. Like, they didn't come to any concrete agreement, or at least I'm pretty sure they haven't.
その封筒は傘を貸してくれた人がくれたのね。じゃわからないでしょ。そうなの？
つまり魔女ベアトリーチェが傘と一緒にマリアちゃんにその封筒を。
George, my friend, it appears to be that way. Zoinks and all that. Maria nodded forcefully. Can we read the fucking letter already? I'm getting really nervous. Please read the letter. No, shut up. Battler said it to Jessica in a small voice, trying to act tough, but Natsuhi heard him clearly and glared at him with threatening eyes.
マリアちゃん、さっきは無理やり取ろうとしてすまんかった。謝るからみんなの前でそれ読み上げてくれんか。
Please do.
マリア、読みなさい。
As all the relatives stared fiercely at Maria, she spread the letter open with a rustle. Oh, here we go, gamers.
本当に親父の手紙だと思うか？
Stop commentating.
ありえんね。親父殿が私たちに何かを発表するときは直接でなければいつだって源氏さんを通してじゃないか。このようなこじゃれた方法でするとは思えんね。
そうよ、マリアをメッセンジャーに？ それこそお父様の趣味じゃないわよ。ローザ、これはマリアちゃんが私たちを脅かそうという何
I
かの
don't
隠し
think
芸
she
なんでしょ。
would. You know, going back to what we were saying earlier, she does not seem to be one to play jokes, and she isn't one to actually really receive jokes. She just kind of takes a little bit of everything at face value and runs with it.
マリアはそんな気の利いたことができる子じゃないわ。
I was wondering what that clicking noise was, but there's a fucking clock sound effect that gets played here and there. The words came out of Maria's mouth, but for some reason her voice seemed different than usual. Everyone went suddenly silent. I swear to God, if like the voice actor behind Maria just starts shifting into a completely different tone to read this shit, oh man, I'm gonna be spooked. Oh, here we go. Oh my fucking God, dude. No, stop. Stop. Oh man, I knew they were gonna do it too. Okay, alright. Here we go, Maria.
私は金蔵様にお仕えしております、当家顧問錬金術師のベアトリーチェと申します。
そんなアホな。
That's what I'm saying, dog.
黙って。
Yeah, no more
長年にわた
commentating.
りご契約に従いお仕えしてまいりましたが、本日金蔵様よりその契約の終了を宣告されました。よって本日をもちまして、当家顧問錬金術師のお役目を終了させていただきますことをどうかご了承くださいませ。
That is interesting. Being the family alchemist.
くだらん。ざれ言だ。
聞くに耐えません。
Then go away. I want to
さ
listen
て
to
こ
it.
こで皆様に契約の一部をご説明しなければなりません。私ベアトリーチェは金蔵様にある条件とともに莫大な黄金の貸与をいたしました。
Yeah, that's how the saying goes.
その条件とは、契約終了時に黄金のすべてを返還すること、そして利息として後ろ宮家のすべてを頂戴できるというものです。
Alright, well, we're broke.
むちゃくちゃや。
初めっからむちゃくちゃだぜ。
要するにあれだろ、よくある悪魔の契約みたいなやつなんだろ。
Yeah, a little bit.
ほんで契約がおしまいってことになるから利子を回収に来たってわけだ。いいんや、長年の退職金のつもりかな。ちゃっかりした魔女だぜ。
バトラ君、今は茶化さない方がいい。
Battler made a face as if to ask, if I can't make fun of this, what can I make fun of? Some of the adults' faces were pale, while others looked dazed.
これだけをお聞きならば、皆様は金蔵様のことをなんと無慈悲なのかとお嘆きにもなられるでしょう。しかし金蔵様は皆様に富と名誉を残す機会を設けるため、特別な条項を追加されました。
Yeah, not much of that went down, huh?
その条項が満たされた時に限り、私は黄金と利子を回収する権利を永遠に失います。
特別な条項？
それは何よ。
特別条項。
Oh boy.
契約終了時にベアトリーチェは黄金と利子を回収する権利を持つ。ただし隠された契約の黄金を暴いた者が現れた時、
We gotta find it.
ベアトリーチェはこの権利を全て永遠に放棄しなければならない。後ろ宮家当主の指輪をお預かりさせていただ
Oh
きま
my
した。
god. Yeah, he threw his fucking ring out the goddamn window.
封印の
Forgot
ろう
about
そく
that.
にてそれをどうかご確認くださいませ。
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of coming together there, isn't it?
これがそうだというのか。親父が指輪を手放すなどありえん。
Yeah, he threw it out the window. I mean, we saw it. Kraus stared at the sealing wax as if trying to burn a hole through it. Ava and Rudolph were doing the same thing over his shoulder.
確かにチェスの時、金蔵さんの指に何か足りんような違和感は感じ取りました。
南條先生、おぼろげな記憶でいい加減なことを言わないように。
その心眼をここでは測れないわ。本当に指輪をお父様は確かに手渡したのか、この手紙が本当の話かどうかはお父様に直接確認すればいいだけの話じゃない。
Yeah, but I don't think the big man himself is going to be making an appearance anytime soon.
桐江さんの言う通りだわ。
果たして金蔵さんがそれを答えてくれますかな。あの人のお考えは時に人の世の常識では測りかねますからな。
That's one way of putting it.
どのみちざれ言の息を出んね。第一、黄金幻想自体が親父殿のまやかしだ。ありもしない黄金の話を始めるのはお前たちだけで十分だ。
でも魔女様はおっしゃってるわよ。黄金を見つけた者に家督と全ての財産を引き渡すってね。つまりベアトリーチェ様はお父様の顧問弁護士もしくは金庫番でもあられるってことじゃないのかしら。
Yeah, something like that in the end.
このような怪しげな文章を子供に託すような怪人物を信用することなどできません。
And this is also the child that just started reading absolutely fucking perfectly with no oohs or any issues there. Like she's reading it in a completely different tone of voice too. Nobody here is, you know, thinking that's suspicious whatsoever.
兄貴、腹を割ってもらうぜ。兄貴の知らない人物が親父の財産管理をしてるようなことはあり得るのか。
いや、それはない。私は当主代行として親父殿のすべての財産を把握している。
Oh yeah?
私に知られずにそれらを自由にできる人間はいないはずだ。
じゃあつまりクラウス兄さんの把握していない財産ってことじゃないの？
バカな、そんなものあるわけがない。
あるわよ。
You know, it's interesting seeing Kraus always being on that top step, being in control, even when it seemed like he was being cornered. Like, now, it's as if he actually is being cornered. He's not on that top step.
兄さんが把握していない。
そんなものあるわけがありません。
いや、あるで。それがお父さんの、いや、ベアトリーチェの隠し黄金や。
Yep, there you go.
話を整頓しよう。つまり親父には兄貴も知らない腹心がいた。そしてそいつはずっと黄金の番と運用を任されてきたわけだ。
Gold or whatever you want to call it in this case.
あるいは悪魔の契約まがいのルールで融資した神塚の大富豪か。
その腹心のベアトリーチェさんは自分の黄金を融資する相手として息子兄弟の誰がふさわしいか試したいということなのかしら。
Kirie's question was one that all the siblings wanted answered. Upon reflection, they realized that Kinzo's strange epitaph had hung in the hall beneath the witch's portrait for quite some time. And while it had long been whispered that whoever solved the puzzle would receive everything, no one had ever clearly stated it. It was just something that everyone had hoped might be true. And right here, right now, the thing they had hoped for had been clearly stated in Beatrice's letter. It clearly specified that everything of the Ushiromiya family would be given to the one who found the gold. Guys, I'm announcing that I'm going to be hunting for some gold. I really need it.
条件は碑文を読むことができるものすべてに公平に。黄金を暴けたなら私はすべてをお返しするでしょう。それではどうか今宵を金蔵様との知恵比べにて存分にお楽しみくださいませ。今宵が知的かつ優雅な夜になるよう。黄金のベアトリーチェ。
The golden, huh? Oh no, not the wind.
お父さん、聞こえているはずです。
Alright.
返事をしてください。
The door to Kinzo's study was being violently, harshly beaten against over and over again like a percussion instrument. The yells coming from the other side belonged to Kraus, Rudolph, and sometimes Ava. It was the siblings who were trying to intrude upon Kinzo's study to question him about the truth behind that mysterious letter. Kinzo was eating. I don't know how he has food here, but an elegant tablecloth was set over the desk, and the fabulous dinner that had adorned the table down in the dining hall was reproduced here. Kinzo continued his meal in silence. Shonon, taking away an empty plate, okay, there we go, looked uncomfortably between the door being pounded on and Kinzo's face.
皆さんがお呼びですが、いかがいたしますか。
しておけ。神と我が晩餐は沈黙を尊ぶ。
黙らせますか。
必要ない。我が耳には届いておらぬ。
No, how could anything reach your ears with all this goddamn wind? Kinzo enjoyed his food, apparently indifferent. You know what I did actually? Before, beginning this session, I actually lowered the sound effects volume, like just one little nudge. And it's still so loud with the wind because I want to listen to the music. I want to hear everything, all the time. But this wind popping up, man. Genji quietly lowered his head and took a single step back. As he did, Konon, who stood in reserve like a shadow behind and to the side of Genji, opened his mouth.
マリア様がベアトリーチェ様より手紙を受け取られたとのことで、その真偽を確かめたいのでしょう。
あやつめ、早速始めおったか。
Oh yeah.
さあ、ベアトリーチェ、かけるコインに不足はあるまい。存分に今宵を楽しもうではないか。負ける気はないぞ。お前の微笑みは永遠に私のものだ。もう一度見られるなら。
Yeah, we know. You really want to see her? Go ahead and shout her goddamn name.
さて、ルーレットは回り始めた。ボールはどのポケットに落ちるのか。ノワールか、ルージュか、それとも親の総取りか。さあ始めるがいい、ベアトリーチェ。私が再びお前に奇跡の力というものを見せてやる。
Yeah, you go. You go and do that. Man, that wind is so loud. Man, I don't really know what to think here. Oh, wow. It's 10 o'clock at night. Oh, it's nighttime now, gamers. It is nighttime. Thankfully, the wind is gone. They really got to patch up these holes. Okay, so I heard the little sound effect that we got a tip. Oh, no, we got the letter. Okay, so if we ever want to reread it. But I think, I don't know, is there anything else here that kind of like stood out or like I didn't fully grasp? I think everything is here. I don't know what she meant by I ask that you enjoy your battle of wits with Kinzo-sama to the fullest because, I mean, we haven't seen the fucking guy. But the special clause, I mean, Beatrice has the right to collect the gold and accumulated interest upon the termination of the contract. However, if someone is able to discover the hidden gold of this contract, Beatrice must abandon these rights for all time. I mean, that's our big goal here. I don't know, man. This, what a turn this is all taken. But it's as if it's like you could have seen it a mile away at the same time. It's kind of strange, huh? Like, it's not surprising that this shit is happening. It should be expected. Well, I don't know. To believe that there is a witch out there by the name of Beatrice that is pulling the strings or somebody else, I mean, there's definitely quite a few ways that you can look at it, or you can sit here like me and just take it at face value, which is the Maria route, and I'm willing to take it for simplicity, but I think that is the case here, is that there is somebody out there, somebody that has been working with Kinzo all this time, witch or not, they are back. And that is to be highly considered all of a sudden because, well, we got a nice, long, stormy night, and everybody is going to be staying here, apparently. I guess rooms were prepared here so people don't have to run back to the guest house. I hope people didn't leave their belongings there because if the rain keeps up, it's going to be a nice, wet adventure back to the guest house. So everybody's going to be in this nice, very expensive mansion all night long, trying to figure shit out. And that can only go wrong. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fancy jazz, and I will see you all in the next one. Take it easy.